The 1959 Candidates Tournament, held across three Yugoslav cities, Bled, Belgrade, and Zagreb, was the moment the chess world got its first proper look at what Mikhail Tal was going to do to the game. And by the time it was over, nobody who watched it was quite the same. The game we're looking at today, Tal with white against former world champion Vasily Smyslov, is one of the reasons why. Tal opens with pawn to e4. Smyslov replies with pawn to c6, the Caro-Kann, exactly the opening Fischer, who was also participating in this tournament, had been complaining about. Pawn to d3 from Tal, then d5 from Smyslov, entering the Breyer variation, an unusual, slightly offbeat way to handle the Caro-Kann that avoids the main theoretical lines. Knight to d2 from Tal, e5 from Smyslov, knight g to f3, knight to d7, and then Tal pushes e4, allowing some central exchanges. The sequence that follows, d captures e4, knight captures, captures on d4, queen captures, knight to f6, bishop to g5 pinning the knight, is efficient and direct. Bishop e7 unpinning it, Tal castles queenside, and here is something worth noting. This is only move 9, and already Tal's position looks like it was arranged by someone who knew exactly where every piece was going before the game started. The bishop is ready to land on c4 or d3, depending on what Smyslov does. The queen is active, the king is tucked away on the queen side where it belongs in this kind of attacking game. Everything is in order. Smyslov castles kingside, and now the fun begins. Tal plays knight to d6. This is the kind of move that makes you stop and look twice. The knight lands on d6, right in the heart of Black's position, and suddenly Smyslov has a problem. If he wants to trade it off, he has to give up a bishop for it, and giving up the bishop pair against Tal, who is about to launch a direct kingside attack, is not something you want to do. Smyslov plays queen to a5, attacking the a2 pawn. Tal responds with bishop to c4, defending it. Pawn to b5 from Smyslov, then bishop to d2, a complicated move which is on brand for Tal, but he had something sharper available that's worth mentioning. After b5, Tal could have played bishop captures on f7, and after rook captures, knight captures, king captures, king to b1 defending a2, the rook on h1 is ready to come to e1, and the e-file is going to create serious problems for Black. There was compensation there, and potentially more, but Tal had a different idea. Instead, he plays bishop to b2, directly attacking Smyslov's queen, queen to b6 from Smyslov, and now knight to f5. The knight lands on f5, and the position suddenly demands attention. If Smyslov captures the bishop on c4, knight to f8 captures, and the position is immediately devastating. So Smyslov first plays bishop to d8, getting the bishop out of the way, which is in fact the strongest response available to him. And then on move 14, Tal plays queen to h4, sacrificing the bishop for crazy initiative. This is the kind of move that defines a player. Queen to h4 comes with direct threats against g7, and Tal is already planning queen to g5, targeting that pawn. The real question now is whether Smyslov can take the bishop on c4. Let's think through what happens if Smyslov tries to defend with h6, simply preventing queen to g5. Tal has an answer. Knight captures on h6, g captures, bishop captures on h6, attacking the rook, and queen to g5 check is still hovering, which could immediately lead to checkmate on g7. So let's say after knight to e8 defending g7, queen to g3 check forces the king to move, then bishop captures, knight captures, and rook captures on d8. Both of Smyslov's knights are hanging simultaneously in front of the rook, and the position is simply lost.
Smyslov plays b captures on c4. This is actually the strongest move available. He takes the bishop, gets material, and prepares to use it. Tal immediately plays queen to g5, going for g7. Smyslov responds with knight to h5, offering the piece back. The logic here is interesting. Smyslov just captured a piece, so he's up material. By offering the knight back on h5, he's trying to reduce the tension and find a defensive setup that keeps him in the game. It's also the only real defense. If Tal captures the knight, queen captures h5, then knight to f6 attacks the queen. Queen to g5 again threatens checkmate on g7, but now bishop captures, queen captures, and after g6 kicking the queen away, let's say queen to c5, then comes either the immediate queen captures on a2 with a better position for black, or the even stronger knight to e4. And suddenly it's Tal who is in trouble after queen moves to protect the a2 pawn, queen captures, pawn captures, knight captures on f2, winning the exchange. So Tal can't simply take the knight. Instead, Tal plays knight to h6 check. King to h8, the only move, the pawn is pinned. Queen captures on h5, and now Smyslov captures on a2. Bishop c3, and this is where the game turns permanently. Smyslov had one move that would have kept him genuinely in the game, bishop to f6. Instead, he plays knight to f6. And that difference, bishop versus knight, is the entire game. After knight to f6, Tal plays queen captures on f7. Smyslov doesn't take the queen back immediately. He knows what happens if he does. Rook captures, rook takes on d8, and it doesn't matter which piece blocks, it's checkmate. So he plays queen to a1 check first, forcing the king to d2, which now covers the view of the rook on d1, and then he takes the queen. Knight to f7 check, king moves, rook captures on a1, and Smyslov has to take the knight on f7, or drop a piece entirely. King captures, move 22, and Smyslov has lost the exchange against Mikhail Tal. The game is functionally over. Smyslov plays on. Knight to e5 check from Tal, king to e6, knight captures on c6, picking up another pawn, knight to e4 check, king to e3, bishop to b6 check, Tal blocks with bishop to d4, and here, on move 26, Smyslov resigned. Tal won the 1959 candidates comfortably, finishing well clear of the field. Paul Keres finished second, with the 17-year-old Bobby Fischer further back despite showing flashes of what he would become. The following year, Tal faced Mikhail Botvinnik for the World Championship title and won it, becoming at 23 the youngest world champion in history at that point. But have you ever wondered what the craziest game of that 17-year-old Bobby Fischer was? Well, check it out over here.